Hello and welcome to IT Chronicles 10 in Tech. We're here in Las Vegas at ServiceNow Knowledge 18. And we're here with SalesWon. Congratulations, guys. I guess there's a little CreatorCon accomplishment there. That's awesome. Congratulations. And it's Manish and Jared, I believe, from SalesWon. Awesome. So Manish, let's start out with, who is SalesWon? Where did it start? Is this, last night we decided to do this and here we are on stage, but tell us a little about SalesWon.
It's been a while coming. Jared and I have been working together for over 15 years. We own a services company together. Okay. And a couple years ago, we saw the direction of ServiceNow as a platform. Mm-hmm. And a year ago, we decided there's a gap in the market space on sales automation on the platform. Mm-hmm. So we decided to create a sales tool. So both a CRM and a CPQ application. Right. And last year, right after Knowledge, after CreatorCon, we decided that we're going to submit this for CreatorCon. So we spun off a new company called SalesWon, and here we are.
Yeah, that's a quick turnaround. That's awesome. So Jared, tell us a little bit about a little bit more about the product itself and what it's really delivering from especially obviously we've been hearing a lot about the business value. That's what it's really about this year, especially. Tell us what does the product really offer in that space?
Ideally, any customer that, especially those that are leveraging ServiceNow's CSM application. Mm-hmm. This is going to provide all of the sales automation leading up to closing a deal. So whether it is managing leads, accounts, contacts, opportunities, creating new quotes, and ultimately generating orders, closing orders out, and then leveraging ServiceNow's platform to immediately set up the customer in customer support, auto provision the customer, maybe set up some infrastructure, set up the CIs that are needed for the customer. Wow. And move on from there. So it's really filling a gap on the platform and focusing on the sales part, and then let ServiceNow continue to focus on the customer support.
So when you go, I guess, how do you engage clients and whatnot? You said you're already in professional services area and stuff. So how do you engage the clients to say, hey, you need this, and here's the value that you're going to...
It's almost a natural fit. Like a lot of our customers, there's a customer in particular that I'm working with right now. We're deploying customer service management already. Okay. And they're asking us to integrate it with Salesforce. Okay. And there's a missing gap, and they don't have that gap right now, which is the CPQ component, and they're handling that through a spreadsheet. Okay. And that's the key component of the CPQ. Right. So even though we're still doing the CRM and Salesforce integrating into CPQ, we want to put that into ServiceNow. And that's what we had built, is that component to do the quoting. Right. Because that's going to provide the accuracy and consistency from the sales team to prevent them from putting out the wrong quotes to the customer.
So I guess for those that maybe aren't as familiar, what exactly is the CPQ? What's the value? What's the capabilities that that's offering?
So CPQ is the quote generation. Okay. So any customer that especially has complex quoting needs, it's not as simple as a one-liner on a piece of paper. IT services organizations, for example, where they have very complex build-outs in their quotes. This is going to help them streamline that process. So really take the complexity out of, how do I, order servers for a customer and configure them properly. For example, our tool will help guide the account managers through that process without the need for pre-sale support. So it'll actually tell them, whether or not they're building an accurate quote based on the different components they're adding to the line items.
So who's your typical customer right now? Who's saying, hey, this is a great opportunity for me? Is it the larger organizations? Is it small? Are you really not seeing any distinction between?
Our pipeline is kind of a mix between the smaller and the large ones. The smaller ones can be quicker deals, but it's our typical customer that's really more engaged is the ones that's already deployed customer service, because this is bridging the gap between sales and the support side.
Okay. And how does that work? So I decide, I'm already obviously on ServiceNow, and I'm engaged with you, and I say, hey, we really need this. How does that exchange, how does that interaction go for me from the, hey, let's do this, to now I can start deploying it and rolling it out to my people?
So with the store, it actually allows us to work with them. Initially, we'll just sit down, go through the application, and get them familiar with the application, but eventually we'll let them have a trial our application, so they can actually download it in their environment, play around, we get them familiar with the application, and eventually start talking more about their needs and what it's going to take to to get them up and running.
Okay, so that's great. So from when you're leveraging the store, it's now like they have to have a whole nother team of people kind of going through, the processing, because obviously that's what that's the history, right? We're used to, oh, it's this, it's great, but you need this team of developers and all that, sort of thing. So
that's the advantage of being on the Now platform. Right. They already have the team. They know they have resources that know how to configure and use the ServiceNow already.
Right.
So we built the application using the same utilities.
Right.
So if they download this app, it's pretty easy for their developers or administrators to also know how to configure this as well.
How quickly do you see your clients turn that around? I mean, are we talking within weeks? They've downloaded, they've played with it, they've done whatever knob adjustment type stuff that they wanted for that. How quickly can they turn that around and make it available to their people?
I think it's going to be depending on the company's size. So if they're in the 10 to 20 account manager range, it's probably going to be relatively quick to get them up and running.
Right.
The mid to large enterprise, they're going to probably have more of those complex quoting needs.
Right.
So it's going to take a little bit longer to get their product catalog fully developed and implemented within the tool, but that's going to vary.
Sure. So we've got CreatorCon. That was 1 year. Yep. That was pretty quick. So in the next 2-3 weeks, what should we expect? No, seriously. I mean, what do you envision? Obviously, you didn't do this with just a 1 year CreatorCon thing.
Right.
Where do you envision this growing? What do you see next? I'm not asking for the secret sauce in the roadmap, but where do you see this taking off to?
Well, twofold. We are building additional products.
Okay.
So we're doing order provisioning next, and then we're going to do invoicing and marketing automation, and put in a reporting package around it.
Oh, awesome.
So we're adding components.
Okay.
The other is we have to get visibility.
Right.
So get our client base growing.
Oh, awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much again. Congratulations on the award. This is awesome.
Yep.
And I mean, very impressive, obviously, with just a 1 year turnaround rather than just, hey, we've been in the space for what? I mean, you have been obviously on the professor, but that's awesome that you switched over and went, pretty much product within a year, and great accomplishment. Thank you so much.
Thank you.